in these houses is 1, a functional kitchen. 2, at least 1 functional bath. They don't care if the roof's tore up, they don't care if the foundation's tore up, they don't care if the lot's weird or it's a dysfunctional floor plan. You must have 1 functional bath and a kitchen. All right? Here's the thing. How many of you would like to be able to buy and sell a dog in the same condition and make money? Absolutely. That's what we're going to talk about. The other thing is that how many times have you seen the advertising of investors that says any area in any condition? Do you believe that? Yes. The answer is yes. We can sell vacant lots. We can sell skyscrapers. How many of you are aware that there was a tornado that ripped through Houston a number of years ago? There was an individual that happened to have a 35-story building. And he got into trouble because he didn't have enough insurance on the building after the tornado ripped it up. A lucky wholesaler happened to find that seller and then find a buyer and just did a small wholesale fee of $1 million. All right? So do not limit your brain. Allow your unconscious to take this information in and actually put it to action. That's what we're really looking for. All right, here's the thing. We got to find other investors that are going to take you out and pay you money. That's the key behind this whole thing. We've got 2 things. We have to create inventory, and then we have to create buyers that will take us out and pay us in the middle. So we're going to be talking about creation of inventory, and we're also going to be talking about how to do buyers lists. All right? Why wholesale buying? You don't need credit. It's fast. The other thing is that you can learn really quickly. It only takes 1 deal. The next thing is that you're going to create the inventory. You're going to have to figure out who brings the money. You can fix it if you want, but it's not necessary. And you can sell it. Here's an example. There is a couple in the room. They came up to me at break. I sold them a house, was it 2 years ago or 3? About 2 years ago. This house was ugly. And I'm talking ugly. And it was so ugly that I had to put tape on the doors from the hallway into the bedrooms because I felt that if a human that weighed 180 pounds would step on it, they would fall from the first story into the basement. This house had a water feature in one of the rooms that when it rained, it would feature. All right? I didn't fix it. I gave them a great buy. They actually haven't attacked me yet. It's great. All right, here's the thing. You will get paid at the table. You can get some up front, and then you get some on the back at the closing table. Good news, you don't need to show up at the closing. All you need to do is have the paperwork right. We're going to talk about contracts and paperwork in a little bit. So let's talk more about the house. All right? So this is what it looked like before I sold it. All right? For those of you that are up front, you can see this. Let's see. It's these lights over here. So give me a moment. All right? Now, this particular house has a water feature. There's a blue tarp right there. You'll notice the boards on the window. That's for a high-impact projectiles. All right, notice the landscaping here. This is au naturel, and it's a habitat for small animals and birds. Okay? So this house is just a great house to wholesale. So what I want to do is I want to show you what it looked like after I sold it. You'll notice that it has a blue tarp here. It has prevention of high impact, all right, and then the natural landscaping. All right, for those of you that didn't get it, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it really slow for you, all right? Here's what it looked like before, okay, and then I'm going to step over here because this is after. All right, whoop, let's see, I got too excited. All right, this is before, and that's after, except there was a wad of money that came with it. How many of you believe that you could do something like that? All right, you should. This can happen. I had a student recently that I got really excited about. He comes from Charlotte, North Carolina. He moved to Atlanta, Georgia. He bought and sold a piece of property where he made $16,000. He never saw it. He never saw the seller. He never saw the buyer. He only saw the paperwork and the check. How many of you are that creative? Yeah, it takes a little bit more creative. We had some problems. You know, how do you send in a buyer that can talk directly to the seller? You know, what kind of paperwork do you need in order to prevent that? Well, that's why he has a coach and a mentor. He didn't know how to do that. All right, so let's move on. Here is how you create inventory. This is an excellent flow chart. This is something that you can use over and over. Understand that with a realtor, it's pretty straightforward. You have to have proof of funds. You have to take it pre-qual letter. You have to show. This is the more difficult way to wholesale. These others, we're looking for marketing. We'll be talking more about that. Rock has already showed you and demonstrated to you how sellers can call you through that call fire. The other thing is that we're looking for distressed owners. If you do not find distressed owners, you do not have a deal. For those of you that want to learn whether or not you got a deal or a dud, the first thing you need is a motivated seller. If you ask the seller, what price are you looking to sell the home for? Oh, I want $200,000. Great. If the house was in absolutely great condition, what would it sell for? $190. Is that a motivated seller? Absolutely not. Tell me, why do you want to sell? Well, I'm thinking about upgrading. Is that a motivated seller? No. Okay, if we aren't dealing with a motivated seller, it's a dud deal. Are you with me? Would you be able to accept a check every month? Would that work for you? No. I want all cash. Is that a motivated seller?
Next.
Okay, exactly. It's next. I just gave you a quick way. How long did that take? I think I ran through that in less than 1:30. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the difference between a deal and a dud. You have to have a motivated. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Networking, we've talked about that. Cold calls, you go drive by the property. If you're really sharp, you don't need to go by the property. How many of you would like to be able to wholesale a house where you want a vacation? And then it's all tax deductible. I had to show up at the closing, but I really didn't. I just went by and picked up my check. Is that okay? Yeah. We need to be thinking out of the box. Allow that subconscious to really start to roll. All right? So here are the D's that you need to be paying attention to. This is your motivated individuals. All right? Now, with this, understand that this one right here, despair and love, is a great one. I had a lady, a female, she had a house for about $80,000, and she was in love, and she needed to go because she did not want to miss out on this love. So she was willing to sell her house to me for $40 to go find some love. And I'm all about love. That reformed me. All right, now, understand that these are the things that are motivating. Understand that if a person has a probate house, some of them want top dollar. Is that okay? Yeah. It is. If they want top dollar and they can't finance, then what should you do? Run away. Because it's not a deal, it's a dud. All right, so here's the script. This is important. There's scripts, other scripts within your packet, but let's talk about this. Can everybody in the room say this? Yeah. All right, we're going to practice since not everybody said yes. All right, when you hit this blank, you're supposed to say your name, not my name, okay? But if you're on the phone, you can say my name. All right, so we're going to start here. Hello.
Hello. This is Sean. How may I help you?
Pretty easy, isn't it? Took the fear right out of the way. All right. Well, you need to know who's talking. The other thing is that you got to get their number. Yeah, it showed up in your phone. Okay? Yeah, you captured it. Okay, that's great. But if they don't give you the phone number, they're not motivated. See, that's a motivation question, not an information question. All right? Why did you ask this question? Anybody have an idea? Right, to see what piece of marketing is working. Yeah, definitely. And this one right here is a beautiful question. Because this makes you feel like that you respect them and trust them. Does everybody feel? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it does. All right, but how long is a few minutes for Rock? It's about an hour and a half. That boy can talk. All right. You want the specific address? If they won't give you, get off the phone. These will tell you right here. You can ask right up front what the price of the property is. Very, very important. The other thing is, tell me a little bit about the property. The good news is that a motivated seller will not only tell you about the property, they will also tell you about their divorce, their bankruptcy, their health problems, how bad their kids are. I mean, you just get all kinds of great information. What we want to do is, in this question, find out how they think. If they go in, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It has a family room with a chandelier that comes from Europe. It has leather furniture. It happens to have hardwoods. And it has upgrades throughout the house. Okay, by the way, that is not how you sell a house. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, how long have you owned the house? Why is this important? Equity. Excellent. But the next question, all right, the other thing is improvements. You want to find out what the condition of that property is. Very important. So we're looking for repairs. All right, now, in your pamphlet here, I've got to find it. Can anybody find it quickly for me? It is the lead sheet. It is a
45.
page 45?
25.
25? All right. Everybody find that? All right. Now, on page 19, you have a script so that it's all taken care of. By the way, if you are some of you like to fly by the seat of your pants, I would suggest you at least read the script once. Those of you that happen to have